I started singing when I was about 4 years old at the Tabernacle Child Development Center. And that was kind of the first time I realized that I could be a singer. And from then on, I kind of never wanted to do anything else. So after middle school, elementary school, I participated in choir. My mom made me audition for a performing arts magnet school, Davidson Fine Arts here in our city, and I ended up going there and learning to read music, and from there pursued a degree track program for music, vocal performance in college. So I kind of didn't have to be inspired, I guess, by any particular person or instance. I think that music has been in me for so long that once I realized this could be my life or this could be my career, I never wanted to do anything else. So from chapter one all the way through college, I've always been completely and totally focused on music. There's so many, almost too many to name. I grew up hearing a lot of different styles of music in my household. My mom loved musical theater stuff and movies and a little bit of opera and soft rock and R&B and some of everything. So I was very easily inspired as a child by anything. I mean, I could hear some windshield wipers and create something just from that. So as far as artists, I would say in gospel music, Kirk Franklin is definitely been a huge influence for me, just in the way that he has transitioned throughout his career. He started with one sound and still maintained his distinct style while growing and transitioning and changing with the times. And I just have so much respect for him as a gospel artist. And in the R&B world, Stevie Wonder is definitely a huge influence. I think that some of the harmonic ideas that he's had are just genius. It's crazy. But I also enjoy Mozart. Eric Whitacre is one of my favorite composers. Martin Larson, I love his stuff. Moses Hogan in the classical world. Rodgers and Hammerstein. I mean, it's so much that I've been influenced by, and I kind of take all of those elements into account when I'm creating music. It can come from any particular place. So a lot of times I hear music already finished. So in my head, I'll be inspired by an idea, and around it, my mind will create the background music, the harmonies, and even bits of words and phrases will start to come almost immediately, especially if I'm creating something out of thin air. For arrangements, usually I'll hear a song and I'll hear the original and I'll love it, but the whole time I'm hearing the original, my mind is hearing what I would have done with it. So, and it's an immediate thing. It's never, I hear it a few times and then I'm inspired. Usually immediately I hear something and I hear what I would have done instead with it, or what could potentially be done with it. And it's usually finished. So then I have to go back through my head and listen to my own recording up here and kind of figure out the parts and everything and how it's going to go. And a lot of times that's happening on the spot in my rehearsals. So I don't know, I guess I'm strange in that way. I also see harmonies in colors like beams of light. I know it's really, really weird, but that's kind of how I view them. So I'm strange and I know it, but yeah. I usually hear my compositions finished. Most of my music is recorded. Most of my original music is recorded, and some of it is notated. And what's not notated is actually being worked on at the moment. We're actually getting ready to start recording some more of my music, And I've had several requests for different songs to be notated, whether they be arrangements or original pieces. So we're in the process of getting all of that done right now. So really by the end of the year, we should have some new things available on sheet music for those who would prefer to have it. It's really important that you get the proper permission to record or to notate things. And if you don't know what to do or who to talk to find someone that does, because legally you want to make sure that you're not stealing people's stuff, that you're giving credit where credit is due, and also what you're able to do with other people's music. I haven't had a lot of huge issues with copyright, licensing, things of that nature. But I also have a really good manager who works through those types of things for me to make sure that we don't get into trouble. We're actually doing it now for our upcoming tour that I'll be talking about a little later. Getting the proper permission and rights to use certain music and all that kind of stuff. So it's really important that if you are a composer or arranger, that you figure out what you need to do to just to make sure that you're legal and that you're not stealing somebody else's work, and so that you don't work hard on something and put it up or put it out and then have to take it down or, you know, get sued or anything of that nature. So luckily my manager handles that, and all of my original stuff is copyrighted through the National Library of Congress. So usually as soon as I write things, I have a couple of copyrights there, and she sends off the recording to add them to my copyright list. I think you can put up to like 30 songs on one. Don't get me to lying, but I think you can put a number of songs on one copyright. So that's pretty much what I do with all of my original music. This year I've actually had the honor of hosting a workshop at the Hampton Conference, which is a huge ministers and musicians conference at Hampton University in Hampton, Georgia. It's definitely a big thing in the African American community. Most African American educated musicians who are well-known composers and choir directors and musicians, they come from all over the country to go to that workshop. So to be able to do a clinic there on my teaching style and process and composing stuff, it was an amazing experience, and one that I was very honored to have this year. I've done several workshops all over. I've done workshops in Paris, France. I've done workshops in Spain. I've done workshops in Poland, and all over the country, really. Different churches, different choral organizations. I've done all county choruses and all district choirs, and I love doing that. I love doing workshops. I love doing clinics, and I love being given the opportunity to do those types of things. It's always a wonderful experience, and hopefully I will get to do more of those in the next coming years. I would love to do more all-state chorus type stuff, which is why I think I probably would enjoy doing something maybe for the Choral Directors Association. I hadn't considered it, but I think I definitely would enjoy it, and that's something I'll probably look into maybe in the coming years. Maybe some of them will watch this interview and invite me, so that would be awesome. Well, currently, Sounds of Zamar and I are working on another album, and we'll probably be trying to release some of that music in the fall. And then we have a tour coming up in October that I'm super excited about, that starts in Houston, Texas, and we go to several cities. In fact, let me look in so I can tell you what cities those are. We'll be in Houston, Texas, Texarkana, Appleton, Wisconsin, Starkville, Mississippi, and Muskogee, Alabama in the fall there. So y'all be on the lookout for those tour dates. That's kind of our biggest thing right now. Getting the music recorded and working on this tour, which is going to be so huge. we're super excited about that. Personally, I've been working on some other music that is a little different than what I normally put out, so hopefully my fan base will enjoy that. And I've also been working on getting more of my arrangements notated and some of my original stuff notated so people can buy the sheet music. So I guess those will be the big projects we have coming up. But the tour is the most important thing right now, tour and recording this music. My faith is such a huge part of who I am. I would say it influences my writing in every way, no matter what I'm writing. So whether it's gospel or inspirational, or R&B or pop or whatever it may be, my faith is a part of it because it's a part of me, and my art is a part of me. Also, especially for my sacred music, I always create with intentionality. So if I harmonize a phrase a certain way, I don't just do it because, oh, that's pretty, or that would sound nice right there. I do it almost to word paint. I almost want my harmonies to embody what the words are saying, usually. And I want my harmonies to create an atmosphere of worship. So more than people just hearing the music and thinking that it's beautiful, I want them to hear the music and be impacted, not just by the words, but also by the harmony. I feel like the two go hand in hand, and you can't have one without the other. I feel like whether we're saying words or not, I would love for my listeners to hear the harmony and get what they need from it, spiritually, literally, to feel the presence of the Holy Spirit in my harmony, whether there are words being sung or not. So I would definitely say that my faith is the driving force, really, behind everything I create. Thank you. Thank you so much. I've known that song forever, and I decided to teach it when I went to the University of St. Thomas, and I had no idea that it would go viral. But I'm glad that people are really enjoying it and being blessed by it, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful. The sheet music for that will actually be available too pretty soon, probably in the next couple of months, on my website, treymmusic.net. So those who will be looking to purchase that sheet music, I've gotten the proper permissions to use it, so that will be made available pretty soon on the website, along with other arrangements. So people can find me on all social media outlets as Trey McLaughlin, as myself, as nothing really special. My website, once again, is treymmusic.net. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Snapchat, all of those things as Trey McLaughlin. So I'm fairly easy to find in that way. I will be teaching a grad course in gospel music at the University of St. Thomas in July the 9th through the 13th. Actually, I'll be there, so I'm super excited about that. I had a really, really good time in Minnesota, so I can't wait to go back up there. I have a music summer workshop also coming up this summer that I do with my teen choral group that I direct, Creative Impressions, here. I was actually in that group in high school, and our director went to seminary when I graduated. She went off to seminary and I came home and took over. So we'll be doing our summer music workshop in June, well, the end of this month. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, that's all we have coming up. Working hard. And I just want to say thank you to Behind the Mic for even considering me to be interviewed, for giving me this opportunity to be on this platform with other great artists. I am humbled and super grateful for the opportunity, and to all those who watch my YouTube videos and who have supported my music over the years. I thank you sincerely from the bottom of my heart, and God bless you.